A senior White House advisor launched a fierce rebuttal directed at a House Democrat who attributed a fire at a judge's residence to the extreme right. The dispute intensified following a blaze at the home of a circuit court judge in South Carolina, which had been described by the congressman as an act of political violence. The congressman publicly accused the far right of orchestrating the arson, alleging that judges who issue decisions unfavorable to certain political figures had been targeted. According to his social media post, a judge's home was attacked after officials on the right had been doxing and threatening judges who rule against their interests. He demanded that the former president denounce the extreme right he claimed was responsible. In response, the White House advisor unleashed a scathing attack. He branded the congressman's statements as libelous madness and malicious defamation, accusing him of spreading demented smears and intentionally stirring unrest. He countered that while the congressman indulged in incendiary rhetoric, the administration was actively engaged in combating threats such as doxing, political violence, and domestic terrorism. He did not limit his criticism there. He also invoked other controversies, citing a Democratic nominee for Attorney General in Virginia who he alleged fantasized about harming opponents, and a federal judge under the current administration who had shown what he deemed extreme leniency to a person who attempted to assassinate a Supreme Court justice. He used those examples to argue that his critics applied double standards when it came to condemning violence. The congressman responded to the rebuke by posing a direct question. Why wouldn't the administration condemn acts of violence against a judge who ruled against them? He framed it as a matter of consistency, that condemning political violence should apply universally, not just when the targets are on one side. As for the fire incident itself, it occurred over a weekend and engulfed the residence of the judge and her husband. Local reports described a dramatic scene in which family members had to escape by leaping from windows or balconies. The husband, who was inside at the time, sustained injuries that required airlift to a hospital. The Chief Justice of the state's Supreme Court relayed that the judge had been away at the moment the blaze began, but her husband and children or grandchildren were inside. Among the injuries reported were broken limbs. The overarching battle, as framed by the White House advisor, is about narrative control. One side he accused of resorting to inflammatory and false accusations to drive political pressure, and the other professing a commitment to law enforcement, order, and countering extremist violence. He asserted that while critics engage in what he calls reckless defamation, his faction is focused on public safety and fighting domestic terror.